Hey, what's up everyone, Since I'm Gaming here. Welcome back from Division 2 video. Well, we have the PTS patch notes for the Phase 2 already here. They're kind of late for this. I don't know. I was actually waiting for 2 hours for this to drop, but it's finally here. It's not a lot to read like the PTS Phase 1, so it won't take much time. They just did some changes, like basically reverting back some of the changes, like partially, I would say. I'll tell you what's all about. First of all, we have the Seasons 2.0 over here, as you can see. We have the seasonal modifiers. They made some changes to the modifiers as well, especially the hostile countermeasures, like the modifiers that I was actually like interested on seeing because they were very tanky. They were like 90% damage reduction, but then they made sure they're 60% damage reduction, I believe. So that's that. But also it increases the chance of the hostiles using modifiers, depends on the difficulty level you're at. So you can see normal is 20%, hard is 40%, challenging is 60, heroic is 80, and legendary is 95. So this is how it's going to scale upon, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much with the modifiers. So yeah, that's that. Now for the new gear, they didn't change much. They just, I think the 2-piece set bonus got above there, the optimal range, which is 70% now. So that's pretty much what they did. I mean, this brand says is weird, man. And same goes for the gear set as well. Like, when the last time you swap your weapon in every like 10 to 15 seconds? Just answer me this question. When was the last time you swapped your primary and secondary? I know I swapped my sidearm and my primary quite a lot, like especially with the busy little bee that I use on most of my builds. I swap it, but not this much. Like, this is crazy. I mean, the damage buff is good for the gear set, but the swapping mechanic is just too much. I mean, they increased the timer. It was, I think it was 10 seconds. They made it 15 seconds. Also, there's quite a lot of multiplied bonus and all that. Like, it's good. The damage is nice. But then, you know, that swapping thing, I don't know. I've never actually played the game like that. Now it's kind of like want us to play like that, which is to swap our weapon every 15 seconds, which is, I don't think that's going to happen. At least with me, I don't see myself doing that. I really don't. Like, I just have one weapon that I use all the time, you know, and then I have another weapon that might buff my first weapon damage, like something like the lefty with the Sledgehammer talent. So obviously they're trying to tackle that with nerfing everything and also increasing reload speed of your weapon because, you know, swapping is faster than reloading, right? So they're kind of doing that with this gear set in a way. That's all I can say. For the holster, again, the exotic holster is pretty much the same thing. You swap, you get the buff here, the rate of fire, the weapon damage, and the magazine size, and the reload speed for 12 seconds. So this holster will synergize really well with the gear set. I need to see it by myself, like how well it actually performed. But then again, you know, swapping, I don't really know, man. The swapping thing is just not for me. At least I'm gonna tell you, I'm fine with taking cover, like the Umbra initiative. Sorry, not, was it Umbra? The taking cover thing? I'm forgetting. But yeah, taking cover, getting out of cover, that's fine. That's like the core mechanic of the game. Like, you take cover, it's like you take cover when you take damage, and then you can get out of cover and shoot. That's fine. But the swapping thing, man, I don't know about that. Now for the new weapon, the exotic weapon, the exotic file, the Strega, this is was broken. I believe it was broken in a bad way or good way. I don't know what to say in PTS Phase 1. So they fixed it. That's all they did. They didn't change anything at all. I think it got a damage nerf. I need to check that. They have a chart, you know, and later on we'll see that. But otherwise, pretty much everything is same with this weapon. So yeah. For the rework, yeah, your Sledgehammer talent is back to where it was, but with the nerf. Like the damage nerf, the damage to armor nerf, pretty much. They changed it to be kind of solo player hammer, not Sledgehammer. I mean, what I'm saying is that like they made Sledgehammer in a way where it's no longer a group buff. It's just the player who uses it, that's the player who gets the buff. But then obviously people complain and they switched it back. So now it's a group buff again. So you can throw a grenade and everybody gets damage to armor like we usually do now. But the damage to armor is nerfed. So for normal, it's 15%, and perfect is 20%. So that's all you get from Sledgehammer and perfect Sledgehammer. Now for the Mosquito pistol is also reworked, like it also a group-wide buff now, and it's 25% of damage to armor there. So that's pretty much what's happening with the Mosquito there. Do you guys even use this pistol? Like, I feel like I use the Busy Little Bee more than this thing. I don't even remember that I have this pistol. I guess somewhere in my stash. I don't really use this, but we'll see about this. But yeah, anyways, that's your Mosquito. Now for the balancing, the rifles, like all the, you know, the before and after for the changes. The 1886 got some change here. Let me see. Oh yeah, the damage boost for the 1886 there, and also the optimal range. They increased the reload speed there, but I don't think that will hurt that much. I guess. And the max size is also increased by 3, so that's pretty good. Like, I already have a build that can just one shot on body with Determined Talent. I'm doing like 20 plus million per shot with the 1886, and that's the 21 update 1886. With the 22 update, it'll do even more damage. So yeah, that build will be doing more damage, which is good, which is really good. You guys should check that out, please. So yeah, it's going to perform really well. Then also you have your other rifles like the M1A. Oh yeah, M1A. Okay, M1 is getting a buff. That's good. That's good. So you have the damage buff there. It's actually pretty good damage buff there. And also reducing the reload speed. That's not bad, actually. You know, your classic M1A, Baker doesn't. So yeah, that's getting a buff. That's pretty good. I like it. They're basically going back like Q8 update. Like, you know, that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Now, your M1A variants are getting a damage nerf there because these are semi-automatics like your M1A CQB, SOCOM M1A, you know, those weapons. So they're getting a damage nerf there, but, you know, also reducing reload, which is good. So you can reload them quickly. These weapons do fire really quickly anyway, so you kind of like spam with these. I also have a build for that, but, you know, you have to click a lot. That's what most people complain about, but they are becoming kind of like automatic, so you don't have to click. You can just hold it, and they'll automatically fire, which is nice. So, yeah. And we also have some of the other ones as well, so, yeah. Now for the Marksman rifles here, we have the SR1, M700 Carbon, SRS, and .308. So they're getting a little bit of change from the Phase 1. SR1 is just gone, basically. Like, you see the reduced in damage there? That's pretty sad, eh? It's actually worse than M700 Carbon. Or the M700, basically, the Marksman rifle. Like, you can see the base damage is higher than this. So, I guess that's that. Like, previously, obviously, the SR1 was better. But now M700 is better. But then you can see the M44 here. The custom M44 also is nice there. So they're pretty much going with that Division 1 kind of balancing. Because Division 1 had both the custom M44 and the M700 Carbon, like kind of similar base damage. They had pretty similar base damage. And that's what they're doing right now, see? They're pretty similar there. That's what they're doing right now with this as well. So, I mean, I like the M700. Custom M44, it kind of looks nice. So we have to see that. And the reload speed is a bit high there, though. And they also kind of balanced out all the Marksman rifles' optimal range, except just the SRS has 60 and everything is like 50. The MK20 is just 55. So pretty much everything is just 50 here with the optimal range. So a lot of weapon got their, like I said, reload. The reason why, I'm pretty sure the reason why they increased the reload speed was because of the gear set. They want you to swap because, you know, like I said, swapping is faster than reloading. So that's pretty much they're going with this. I'm pretty sure. For the shotgun, we have the double barrel sort of here, SSG Super 90. All of these changes, see what we have. We have more damage for the double barrel sort of also. SSG 12 getting nerfed there. ACS, which is your the sledgehammer weapon. I mean the lefty, sorry. That, so getting a damage buff there, which is nice. Super 90 is getting a nerf. I think Super 90 is the you know, light glue, right? Isn't it? Is the Super 90 light glue or the M870 light glue? I forgot. I really forgot. You can let me know. But if it's the Super 90, then it's getting a huge damage reduction here, which is kind of sad. So yeah, that, I think it's the Super 90, which is light glue, right? I don't know. I'm still confused right now. But they did buff Brazen Talent, or just Brazen, or was it Perfect Brazen? And I have to see that. We'll see that. So let's take a look. So we pistol the Harvest. Do you guys have the Harvest yet? Because I guess they're doing something with it. They're buffing it. Okay. Oh, even the RPM. Oh, that's not bad, eh? RPM buff for the Harvest and the base. I mean, I already made a build where my Harvest was one-shotting on body with Determined Talent. With this buff, it's going to be even better. Definitely going to be better. And with the higher RPM, that's also nice. The reload speed, I don't think that will hurt that much. You know, this is obviously without your build. This is the base reload speed of the weapon. With your build, it's definitely going to get reduced. Like my Harvest with this 1.8 second reload speed, I have 1.3. So this will definitely going to reduce with that as well. So yeah, that's for your Harvest there. So for the SMGs, we have the MP7 that's getting some change, which is pretty much nerf. Even the RPM, like 950 was 1000, so 950 there. Base damage nerf there as well. Vectors are also getting nerfed there. The Vector 9 is getting above there, the base damage there. What about the SIG MPX? MPX is getting, okay, so MPX is getting a base damage nerf there as well. So yeah, MP5 is getting above there. If they would have buffed the MP5 RPM to 850, that would have been awesome. But they nerfed the max size there. Okay. I don't know why they don't like more max size on SMGs, but yeah, that's that. For the weapon mods, we have magazine, which is the infantry mag there, 5.56. So they're increasing the optimal range by a lot, like 40%, which is crazy. And the underbarrel with their tactical short grip is getting a 5% crit damage buff, so that's nice. Talents, we have Obliterate. Yeah, this is what I was talking about in the title update 1. I mean, sorry, Phase 1, PTS Phase 1. What am I saying? PTS Phase 1. I was talking about this, like they nerfed it to 17%, and I was saying like, why 17? If you want to nerf it, make it 20. Why do it 17? So that's pretty much they're settling it, like 20 here, as you can see. So 5% damage nerf there for the Obliterate. So I guess at least it's not 17. That's all I can say. It's still a nerf though, 5%, but at least it's not 17. Now for the weapon talent, the Perfect Allegro, so 15% there, so 3% buff for this weapon. We have the Sadist talent, which is the named and the non-named, so you got 30% and 35 for the name and non-named variant of the Sadist. We have the Brazen talent, so this, again, this got a little bit above there, the 0.5%. Previously, like right now, we have is 3% amplified damage, so now it'll do 0.5% for the Brazen talent. So yeah, that's that. Now for the gear set, we have Heartbreaker, 1.1%. That's about it. That's about it. That's it. Yep, 0.1% per stack. That's your Heartbreaker. That's it. Now, this is what I'm excited about. The Aces and 8. Aces and 8 is amazing gear set. I used to use it a lot with my SVDs. But now I can use my rifles because you have more rifle damage. And Aces and 8 definitely works with Marksman rifle and rifle, both of their weapons. So, which is good. Need to really test this out and, do the spam build again. This is a really good set. And this is your striker. Okay, so listen. I don't think you will feel this, to be honest. Really won't feel it at all. If you don't see this patch notes right now to know if that striker is nerfed or something, you will not feel it. You really will not feel this at all. If you don't look at the patch notes, I don't think you're feeling this. Unless you're like really good with the numbers and you memorize the number of how much damage you do, I don't think you're going to feel this because it was nerfed to 0.85. They buffed it to 0.9. And obviously in live server, we have 1%. So instead of 100%, you're just going to go 90%. It's nothing, man. It really is nothing. So striker is still strong. Okay. And Saint Elmo's is still good. So you can use the combination again and it should be fine. I don't think you're going to feel that big of a difference there. Definitely not. So we got the brand sets changes here. Okay. The one thing that I really want to check is the skills builds like Empress International. Okay. So they made a 2% skill damage nerf for all the skill build, basically, in a way. Let me see. Murakami, yep, 2%. Wyvernware, 2%. Yeah, so yeah, all the skills, everything, 2%. Yep, that's that. What about the crits? Where is it? Oh, there it is. We have a Grupo, and then we have the Sheshka. So crit chance is 8%. Okay, so previously it was 6%, I believe, in the PTS Phase 1. So they buffed it by 2 more percent, so 8%. But still is a 2% nerf. Like we have 10% crit chance for 1 piece set bonus. Now it's going to be 8%. For the crit damage, instead of 15, we're going to get 13%. So 2% nerf for crit chance, crit damage, and headshot damage. That's it. 2% nerf. And obviously skill health. I guess nobody cares about that. But yeah, so that's the nerf there. For crit chance, crit damage, and headshot damage, 2% nerf, basically. That's going to be final now. In the update. Now, as for the exotic weapon, we have the Scorpio. So, okay, so they're basically adding extra 1 bullet. So 2 bullets is required for the poison. 4 bullets is required for the disorient. 6 bullets for shock. It's staying the same, but 9 bullets for that extra 20% damage, which is obviously right now we have 1 bullets for poison, 3 for disorient, 6 for shock, which is same, and 7 bullets for the damage. So this is our Scorpio right now. And this is what it's going to become. So just extra bullet required to activate that. But don't forget, I think the Scorpio weapon is also getting a base damage nerf, right? Yeah, something like that. So we have the Saint Elmo's engine here. Same, exactly same as it was in PTS Phase 1. No changes at all in terms of the mods. You still have your crit damage getting nerfed by 5% and crit chance getting nerfed by 5%. and your weapon handling is getting nerfed by 10%. So that's still final. But they did revert it back the St. Elmo's engine ammo changes, which is still back to 70. It was 60, but they put it back to 70. So you still get 70 rounds in your St. Elmo. It's just you're not going to get extra crit damage, 5%, and crit chance, and obviously the weapon handling. You won't get that. That's your St. Elmo's engine, basically. But don't forget, your St. Elmo's engine actually getting a base damage buff because it's M4 variant. So that you have to understand that, okay? So you can see it over here. Actually, I think it will show you here. So we got the Bighorn here. You can see damage buff there for the Bighorn. The Straker, which is the new weapon that's coming out, it already got a base damage nerf, but got a buff in the RPM there, 700, and also like good reload speed and optimal range. So we have to see. Seems kind of interesting there. And there's your St. Elmo's engine. As you can see, I told you have the base damage buff there from the St. Elmo. So technically, it's kind of better in a way. Also, the reload speed reduction there as well, which is pretty good. I mean, St. Elmo's already reload very quickly. So now it's going to reload even quicker, which is nice. Optimal range got nerfed for the St. Elmo just by 4. I don't think that's a huge deal, to be honest, really. So yeah, that capacitor is getting above there, which is nice. Eagle Bearer is getting nerfed in base damage. However, it's still higher base damage than St. Elmo. And don't forget that Eagle Bearer is actually getting a buff in the RPM. So St. Elmo and Eagle Bearer will have exactly the same RPM, 850. So Eagle Bearer is actually going to do even more damage than the St. Elmo's engine. Like, if you really care about the damage, then Eagle Bearer is better. And don't forget, in Phase 1, Eagle Bearer also got the buff in terms of the mods, like crit chance and crit damage. So the Eagle Bearer is really asking some questions here, okay? Chameleon's got a good buff here. I like it. I love Chameleon. It's one of my favorite assault rifles. I love it. Good amount of buff for the Chameleon there for the base damage. And also in Phase 1, Chameleon's talent got buffed there. I mean, you need less shots to activate the talent there, especially the body shot talent. So that's kind of nice as well. So yeah, Chameleon is getting good buff there. I would really want to use this weapon and make some builds for you all as well, obviously. I love Chameleon. I really do. Now, Backfire is also getting a nerf in the base damage, but Backfire did got like a rework in the talent in PTS Phase 1. So you don't have to fire the weapon like 200 times. I mean, hit somebody 200 times to get the stacks. You just need 100 shots now to get 200 crit damage. So it gives you 2 stacks per shot, basically. So it's kind of I would say, a nice improvement there. But the base damage is getting nerfed here. So yeah. Ouroboros, this is going to hurt a little bit, or a little bit more, or I don't know, something like that. But yeah, base damage nerf, RPM is nerf, reload speed is also a nerf in a way. But they reverted back the ammo changes. Like, it was getting minus 10 rounds, just like the St. Elmo. So they reverted back. So you're still going to get the exact amount of ammo that you have now. It's just your RPM is low, your base damage is low. That's your Ouroboros, basically. Yeah. Anything else that I want to interest on? What is going on with Mantis? It's keep getting nerfed all the time. Why? I don't think you can barely one-shot anybody with this. What? Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much all that. Wait, Diamondback. Oh yeah, Diamondback got a buff there. Yep, I wanted to see that because of the one-shot rifle build that I made. Diamondback's going to do well then. Okay, cool. What else? What else do we have here? The Iron Lung, so it's getting a damage nerf there for the base damage. We have the blue screens getting a buff for the base damage, but reduced in the rate of fire. Pestilence is getting a damage buff and a rate of fire buff? What? That's a straight up 300 rate of fire for the Pestilence. Like, what? Like, I really want to use this now. I really do. The reload speed is still 5 seconds though. Yeah. I mean, if this was like, let's say 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds, how about that? That would be crazy, but I mean, this is not bad. This looks good for the Pestilence. Yeah, this actually really looks good for the Pestilence. You know, 850 Pestilence. I wonder how it actually feels like to use 850 RPM Pestilence. And with the higher base damages, yeah, I need to see this. All right, Bullet King getting a damage buff because it's getting a rate of fire nerf. What? Why? And what's with the reload speed with Bullet King? You can't even reload this weapon. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why? Anyway, so okay, there's a Scorpio there. So that's the nerf of the Scorpio's base damage, as you see. Reload speed is increased by a lot. They reduced the optimal range there as well. That's gonna be a little bit hurtful there. I really like using the Scorpio. Yeah, that's that. Wait, let me check the Ravenous. Okay, it's pretty much the same. Ravenous is the same. Nemesis is exactly the same. No changes there whatsoever. And the Regulus is getting a reload speed increase there. Okay. I guess, you know, they want you to not do one-shot headshot all the time, I guess. I don't know. But I don't think that's going to be a huge deal. I don't know. Mosquito is getting a damage buff there as well. So yeah, that's all the exotic changes pretty much. And that's it. That's the PTS. Okay. And there's the note over here. As you can see, the 10 round were reverted from St. Elmo's engine and Ouroboros. So that's that. So that's all the changes for the PTS Phase 2. And this is pretty much going live, all these changes. So I need to test out in the PTS when it comes out tomorrow to see, especially the modifiers. I'm really interested on the modifiers there. Because I want to see how it actually impacts in a way, because I want to see if I can clear a content as quickly as I can clear now, or is it going to take more time? Because if it does take more time, then I don't see the point of me using this. I'll still make fun, weird builds that probably synergize with the modifiers in the future. But if they really want us to, you know, use the modifiers, I still believe that they need to give us some sort of a rewards attached to the modifiers that would kind of force us to use this. In a way. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts here. So that's basically it for the video. Leave a like if you do, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.